if you've done this. Okay, let's see. I don't know what angle this, let me look and see. I'm using my camera because I didn't forget to bring my memory card this time. Okay, I think we're okay. Okay, I'm using my nice camera. It's still gonna look like shit lighting-wise. What time is it? Fuck.
9:38.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. So Jacob are you here for the summer now?
No, I'm dead inside.
But are you here for the summer now?
Unless you count me digging my own grave.
God damn it. Okay.
Yes!
Okay, so Jacob came back in town, and we decided the first thing we wanted to do is see a film. And there's really nothing out right now because people are smart enough to not release movies while Infinity War is still playing. But I knew there was a movie by a director I really like by the name of Jason Reitman, son of Ivan Reitman of Ghostbusters fame. He made Up in the Air with George Clooney, which was very good. I enjoyed that movie a lot. He made Juno, I believe, a very good film. A lot of good indie dramedies. And I knew that this was out. And I couldn't believe that it was showing at the Regal. So we went and saw it, and Tully was fucking wonderful. Like, God, I love this movie, like a lot. It's like a lot of movies of its kind. It's a very down-to-earth, very human, it's a very slice of life kind of experience. It does take a very large risk that neither of us are going to discuss because I don't want anyone to go into this movie with any notion of what happens then.
I mean, we could do a spoiler section.
No, let's not. This is not the kind of movie that deserves that kind of thing. I think that people deserve to experience this on its own, and I don't think it's really worth discussing because I think we both think that this risk improves the movie, and I'm not going to say what this risk in particular is, or even what kind of risk that it is, but I told Jacob when we were leaving that it was very refreshing to see a movie this small, this focused, take a risk like this, and then the movie benefits from it, rather than sacrificing part of its appeal like Infinity War did. Not to be still salty about that, but it was just, I feel like this is the balance that I needed after seeing and being disappointed by such a big movie, and then seeing such a small, intimate film like this. Like, I don't even know where to begin praising the movie. Here's one thing. In about a little less than a year from now, I am probably going to be very angry Diablo Cody is not going to be nominated for Best Screenplay. Because this is one of those movies that totally deserves that, but will not get it because nobody's probably going to see it.
But Infinity War will.
But Infinity War will get the visual effects. I'm not trying to shit on that movie anymore because I want to focus on how much I love this film.
I haven't seen Infinity War yet, but I'm not sure whether or not I'll agree with this guy or I'll disagree with him.
You'll probably disagree with me because everybody in the world does. But I want to talk about Tully. The first major thing I can say about this film is Charlize Theron. First of all, please marry me. Second of all, god damn, she is so good in this movie. Because, like, when you think, oh, Charlize Theron's gonna be playing this character, like, she's gonna be playing a mom character, my first thought is just, like, Charlize Theron, who looks like a supermodel, who is one of literally the most beautiful women on Earth, trying to play a really down-to-earth, real version of a mom. I just don't see that happening. But this movie is so dedicated and grounded. She is so good. She gained weight for the role. And she just, like, everybody, this is one of those movies where I really appreciate how everybody looked like a normal person. Like, nobody looks like an actor. Everybody just looks like somebody you would see walking down the street. And considered that it's, like, pretty much only consists of actors that have been good in other things, that's pretty impressive.
Except for the kid actors, I imagine?
No, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea with the kid actors. However,
oh my god, that scene at the beginning where the kid was kicking the seat other parking lot was so.
That's the thing though, is that whoever played the kid who was obviously supposed to be on the spectrum or had autism, as somebody who has worked with kids who are on the spectrum and had autism, that was really real. That was really raw. I don't know if the kid actually does have like a developmental disability or something, but he did a fantastic job.
Ryan, the kid in the Babadook.
I actually thought about the Babadook multiple times in this movie. It's kind of like, in fact, Tully is the brighter, happier version of the Babadook. Think about it. It's pretty much the same.
Except there's no scare monster.
Yeah, except
this movie could have used the Babadook.
God, I would have been so upset.
But what about the person who directed the Babadook? What's she done since then?
Jennifer Kent? I don't believe anything. Sadly, I hope she does something.
Fucking Christ, Hollywood!
I hope she makes something. But the directing in this movie, I think, is phenomenal because I love. Like, Jason Reitman's movies are always edited very well. He does montages great, and I think here they were, like, fantastic. Like, the quick editing, the song choices. I loved how the sequence of them driving to New York was edited, and it was all really simple. None of it was overly show-offy. It was very grounded. It felt real to the story they were telling. They weren't, like, trying to show off. They were trying to immerse you in this tiny little environment. And you know what movie it made me think of that failed at that, in my opinion? It's fucking Boyhood. Like, Boyhood
took 12 years to make!
See, this movie gave me the feeling that I wanted from a movie like Boyhood, where I wanted that raw, actual human experience, but it just kind of felt meandering and poorly written. Here, it is sharply written, it is well executed, and it is both... It's incredibly heartwarming, but also very real about it. It's not saccharine. It has a healthy dose of real world consequence, especially, I think, in the conversations between Charlize Theron and... Who the fuck played Tully? She was so good. I can't remember who this actress's name is.
Mackenzie something?
Mackenzie Davis? I think that was her name?
Yeah, something like that.
She was great. Also great. Not as good as Charlize Theron, but I don't think a lot of people are as good as her in this movie.
This movie needed Tom Hardy.
Max. My name's Max.
And he also needed to have something on his face.
That's true.
Because Dark Knight Rises and Mad Max, he has to play something with...
What else have you been in? Black Mirror! And Blade Runner 2049! Damn, she can pick her movies!
Speaking of Tom Hardy, holy fuck, does Venom look like shit?
We did not see a preview for Venom. I mean, it looks like trash, but I'm probably gonna like it.
Rumor has it Sony gave away the final shot of the film in the trailer again.
Probably.
Because, apparently...
I mean, it's a Sony movie. What do you expect?
Apparently Venom is only in the movie for, 2-3 minutes, so that scene in the trailer...
I don't think 2 or 3 minutes. That's
very brief, because it's an origin movie.
Yeah, but who the fuck cares about Venom? Talk about the movie.
That was a tangent and a half.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why you mentioned that.
I can't believe I was right.
You shut up. No, we can't talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. There's plenty other to talk about with the film.
Oh, I liked every single character except the sister-in-law.
And we're definitely not meant to like her. She's the new age hippie, who's just... She's the type of person who would unironically say that she was woke. And you would just be like, oh my god.
The brother-in-law was pretty...
Yeah, the brother-in-law was cool because you could tell that, he was at least coming from a place, I kind of like Like, he kind of had a legit character because he was talking about how they came from, like, a shitty home, and you can tell that, like, he's trying to compensate for that by having this really, like, lavish New Age lifestyle by buying into all this, like, stuff, and, like, he's got this, like, multicultural home, and they've got, like, this nanny chick, and they, like, it's just all this stuff, and it's, like, super bougie, but, like, you can tell why. And you can also tell how Charlize Theron got to that point in her life, like, sort of just how it led there. And I also thought it was interesting. This movie has the same message as the short film you just made.
What, Mundane?
Mundane. About how being boring is actually kind of incredible and awesome, and being exciting is overrated.
I didn't even make the connection.
That was honestly, like, the movie ended and I thought that. And in this movie did it in such a way that, like, I normally find messages like that to be, like, a double-edged sword on the sense that, like, yes, they're right, but I still believe that there's a sort of inherent flaw in just coding everyday normal life is boring. But this movie handles this message in such a way that, like, I was sitting there in the third act of the movie, and I cannot remember the last time this happened to me, but I was genuinely thinking about what I had in my life that I was incredibly thankful for. And I don't think a lot of movies have done that with me, if any movie. And again, this is also just because I grew up in an environment that felt like this film. I grew up with a single mother who very much dealt with a lot of the problems that she does in this movie. She's not a single mother, but a lot of the responsibility is heaped onto her character just because of circumstance. Like, her husband works, and he's just, like, the fact that, like, oh, he goes home and, like, plays Xbox for a little while, it's like, yeah, you could sort of dismiss him as being kind of lazy, but it's like, no, he's out working, he has to, like, travel for his job, like, you get it. But Charlize Theron's character has so much she has to deal with, and the way this movie handles that is great because there's never, like, a point where the drama becomes too movie-ish. Like, I kind of liked how in that first scene you could really tell, like, when they were talking about her kid and how he might not be right for the school, you could really tell she was holding something back there, but it was very subtle. And in the second one, where she just exploded...
Oh yeah, they bring that back.
Yeah, and she just exploded when she goes back into there. I'm like, I have been around I have experienced people blow up like this in this very real...
I haven't.
...way.
Oh, and at the private school she went to, the little boys were wearing the same fucking uniforms that we had to wear.
Everybody was wearing the same uniforms, and they were even in a classroom that looked like the kindergarten classroom. I think it was Miss King's room that looked like that a bit.
Miss Graves was the
Miss Graves, my bad, Miss Graves.
You weren't there for kindergarten.
I've seen the room, though. I mean, our school had, like, 6 rooms.
Like, they gave the nice rooms to the elementary kids, and they're like...
and they're just like, here's the houses filled with asbestos for the middle school kids.
And a trailer,
we're not kidding.
Too.
Yeah, and the trailer. We're not kidding about that. Catholic school is bad. Don't
Catholic school, specifically in Kentucky.
Everywhere. Don't pay for it. But,
Oh yeah, I remember 4th grade teachers.
Let's move past that. I'm in a pretty alright mood. I don't want to ruin it. But, I will highly recommend this film.
The last time we saw a movie before Tully, I think, was Phantom Thread.
Yeah, it was Phantom Thread. And that was a movie that I also didn't really, like, I knew the premise of, but I didn't know where it was gonna go. And I am equally as satisfied
as when I saw The only thing I knew about Tully was the trailer for Tully we saw for
during Phantom Thread. We have, like, a narrative going on here.
So, like,
And we're not seeing Mamma Mia 2 to complete this thread.
Oh my god! Mamma Mia 2!
We got that trailer, and we thought the trailer for Book Club looked like shit. God bless America.
Fucking...
If you're gonna see a
they already spoiled the twist in Mamma Mia 2 on IMDb. Charlize Theron dies.
What?
Not Meryl Streep dies.
I don't think that's a twist. I think that's the premise of the film. But yeah, if we're gonna complete this trilogy... what was that one movie that was about that guy who was about to get on parole that looked really good? It had a lot of good lighting. Can't remember what it was. That
Oh
movie
no,
looked
the
good.
Bo Burnham movie.
Oh yes, that's the next movie we should see. The new Bo Burnham movie looks fucking great. My favorite comedian, Bo Burnham, is making an indie dramedy that is very similar to the ones of
It's
Jason
starring
Reitman.
female us.
Yeah, really. It actually reminded me, the trailer at least, kind of reminded me of the movie The Edge of 17, which was another great down-to-earth movie.
Didn't that star Zac Efron? Or
No, that's 17 Again. Not an awful film. Not as good as 17 Again, or Edge of 17. Fuck, I can't talk. Anyway.
See Tully, it's fucking amazing.
See Tully, I highly recommend this movie, even though, like, it probably won't resonate as strongly with a lot of people as it did me, just for a lot of personal reasons, but it
resonated with me.
It's a very well-made film, and it's an immaculately written film, and it does take some risks with its filmmaking, and that would have been, like, honestly, if not for that, I would have been like, the movie is safe, but it doesn't need to be anything other than that. But actually, it really earned a lot of my respect with that.
What are you going to give it?
Tully, I am going to give that... I'm going to give it a decent to strong 9.
Because I can't decide if I'm giving it an 8 or a 9.
I'm going to give it a decent to strong 9, which I only reserve for movies that... this type of rating, not the 9 specifically, but this kind of movie, which is both personal and intimate and just succeeds in every way it needs to succeed. It's not like a perfect film, but I don't really think that it needed to be. It wasn't like an experience. Like, this isn't like a Birdman or a Blade Runner 2049 where you walk out and you feel kind of like your life got changed. This is more a movie where you walk out and you go home and you look at, like, your lamp and the fact that you have a bed to sleep in and that you have whatever family you do or a dog, and it makes you really thankful for them, which in some ways is more valuable.
Yeah. I mean, like, when I first saw the trailer for Tully back when we were going to see Phantom Thread, I thought it looked... I got the wrong idea. I thought it was a completely different movie.
No, this movie turned out to be... Jason Reitman's films are very good, and I'd probably say that, at least from a screenplay perspective, I think this is his best. Directing Up in the Air is slightly better, I think.
There's an upcoming movie about Jeremy Renner playing tag.
Yes! The comedy where all the friends play tag. Morgan and I saw a trailer for that, and I remember just being like, I really want to see this. This looks so strange. I mean, not just because it has John Hamm, Hannibal Buress, Jeremy Renner, and somebody else good in it, but, like, it has a great cast. But
go see it. Goodbye.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just say Tully is the most emotionally fulfilling experience I've had with a movie so far this year, and I'm very, very glad that I saw it.
Tully is very Sully.
What?
I was trying to do a very poor rhyme, but it got lost in translation.
Woo! Give it up! Let's go! Alright, let me, hopefully the framing wasn't piss ugly.